Hi, I'm Cynthia Kahn, founder of Amused Now, and I'm here today with Canadian singer-songwriter Tyler Gilbert. Hi, Tyler.
Hi, Cynthia. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. I just want to congratulate you on the success of your album, OK Murphy.
Thank you.
I listened to all the songs, and I think my favorite is The Way the World Works. It's a lovely song. Why don't you tell us about it?
It's the song's kind of about like doing your own thing because the old saying life is too short. So there was a phrase that I kind of worked that song around. It was kind of do what you want and do it now before you don't have time to do it. So that song's kind of about choosing your path in life.
I love your unique sound and the way you tell stories through your music. Who can we credit as your music influences?
I kind of I built this little triangle to help me kind of understand my influences and kind of explain it. So like at the top of the triangle, I kind of have I'd say like singers and for my singing influences definitely came from Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder. And on the other end of the triangle would be guitarists, and that kind of came from Zach Wild and Dimebag. And then the songwriting aspect came probably from Neil Young, Bob Dylan, guys like that. I find that's the best way for me to explain my influences in that triangle form like that.
Well, that's really interesting. No one's ever had a formula for their music. Tell us more about your songwriting and music background.
I started singing when I was a little kid. I think about grade three. I started singing to my Michael Jackson cassette tapes. I picked up the guitar later, probably in my teenage years, and then I started working on tunes. I made multiple demos, which I wouldn't say were that great, but they definitely helped me establish my skills as a songwriter. It helped me make better decisions with songs and experimenting more so. I got to give credit to my dad. A lot of my songs, like you said, they tell stories, or I find they're kind of philosophical too. And growing up, my dad was always a very philosophical person. He always questioned everything, and so I've kind of instilled that into my songwriting. I've wanted to make people think and ask questions of things that they might overlook in their everyday life.
Well, it was really cool because I watched one of your old videos, the one for the song Break Free. And, I love that song, and that video was really well made. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I worked with a producer named Rick Rock, and it kind of tells a story. The kid's kind of struggling with his family and relationships, and he's a musician, and he finds that through the music, it kind of brings it all together and kind of smooths his problems out, makes things better for him.
Well, I definitely think people ought to go out and watch it because it's a great video.
Yeah, it turned out really great, and really happy with the way it came out.
Well, you've toured all over Canada. What advice do you have for other indie artists who are thinking about touring?
Um, Definitely you have to have perseverance in this industry. There's no easy road. Well, I suppose maybe some people have an easy road, but definitely got to be perseverant. You have to learn to live frugal on the road. Um, Plan. A lot of planning is involved. Be organized as much as you can. I know I do mostly like most of my own booking, and I have spreadsheets galore on all the contacts and numbers and venues and stuff. So definitely have to be organized.
So do you decide in advance what cities you want to visit and then you write them all down in a spreadsheet and call and research and call people?
Yeah, pretty much. You get the basic idea where you want to go. Try not to backtrack. You try and make it as efficient as you can. And yeah, once you know where you're going, you do the research, get the venues, start phoning, start emailing, lot of work involved in booking a tour.
You've also appeared on a lot of radio stations. How do you get so much airplay?
Um, I have to give credit to CBC up here. We have a national radio, CBC, and they've just been awesome with supporting local and independent musicians across the country. So definitely have to give them a big thanks. College radios are always real friendly towards independent musicians. They'll let you come down to the station and do an interview. And, I've worked with radio trackers in the past, and they've done well for me and got me on commercial radio here and there. So,
You'd be a great project manager. You seem very organized.
I like to be as organized as possible. I found it works for me.
As you know, Amuse Now is about artists helping artists. So, what advice do you have for other independent artists like yourself who are trying to make a name for themselves?
Make connections as much as you can. Connections are a huge thing in this industry, and keep those connections. Don't burn down your bridges or stop making connections, and because you never know what comes out of where. Um, like I said earlier, be perseverant. You have to enjoy what you're doing. If you're not enjoying it, then I don't think you should be in this field.
That's with any field, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So, what's up next for Tyler Gilbert?
I'm in April. I'm going on a kind of a Western U.S. tour. It'll include most of it's kind of situated within California. It'll include Montana and Idaho and Utah and Alberta in Canada and stuff. That's the next thing planned, and then in the summer I'm going to go back in the studio and start working on the next album.
Are you coming through Portland, Oregon? Because that's where I am.
I don't think it's on the schedule, but I am coming back down, kind of doing the same run later in 2015. So it'll be like November, and that one will be actually more extensive, a lot more dates, and possibly down the coast. So I just may make it to your city.
Well, you'll have to keep in touch, and then you'll have to come and talk to us about it on the tour. Maybe we'll have a live interview face to
Yeah,
face.
that'd be great. That'd be great. I'll definitely keep in touch.
Well, Tyler, I had a fabulous time getting to know you tonight.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
I wish you all the best with all your touring because it seems like you're a very busy guy.
Yeah, I try and stay as busy as possible. Thanks so much for the kind words.
And we can't wait to hear your next EP because your songs are wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Good night.
Good night.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Kahn, founder of Amused Now. This featured artist presentation has been brought to you by Amused Now Entertainment, a website that enables artists to profit from their creativity. To learn more about Amused Now, visit us at www.amusednow.com or email me at ckahn@amusednow.com.